Millions of people are hitting the road this holiday season, of course. Thousands of wrecks along the highways are caused by sleep-deprived drivers.
As News Channel 20's Joe Cadotte explains, the government is hoping to cut down on those crashes by making most interstate drivers install an electronic logging device.
Supporters of the ELD mandate say it helps driving trucks like these more safe, but many of the truckers I reached out to say it actually makes driving these trucks more dangerous.
The extent of injuries were 13 broken ribs, a brain bleed, busted lip, third-degree burns to my entire left side of my body, and internal trauma to numerous organs.
If there's anyone who knows the dangers of sleep deprivation firsthand, it's Douglas Balder. He was hit by a semi-truck while on duty as an Illinois state trooper. The driver was convicted of not getting enough sleep as required by federal regulations.
At some point, you got to stop thinking about yourself and think about others. The scars that could be left behind, the lifelong miseries. We all understand that truckers move America, the commodities they transport back and forth. They're not making any money sitting still. We understand that. But there are rules and regulations that we all have to follow.
Most truck drivers are required to log their hours in a book to make sure they're getting enough sleep. Drivers are only allowed 11 hours of driving in a 24-hour period. Now, a new mandate will require drivers to install electronic logging devices, or ELDs, in their trucks.
It tells you when you can sleep. It tells you when you can drive. It will tell you when you can eat. We don't need that. We want to be able to have the freedom of choice.
Mike Bertolis is an independent truck driver based in Mount Olive. He says truck drivers have different ways of meeting the driving requirements. Bertolis says he doesn't sleep in one 8 or 10-hour stretch, but gets by taking several naps. He says the ELD device would cost him sleep because it wouldn't allow him to pull over every time he gets tired. He wants a choice.
We shouldn't be forced into doing something. I own this truck. Why should I be forced to put something in my truck if I don't want it?
But the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration says the devices will save more than 25 lives each year and prevent more than 500 injuries by discouraging sleep deprivation. Truck drivers claim the devices have actually caused wrecks because they add to an already distracting and stressful job.
It adds more stress. We're already stressed to the max as it is now on paper. Now we're going to be even more stressed because now we got this clock that once it starts, you can't stop it on electronic log. On a paper, you can stop it, figuratively stop it.
The FMCSA says the ELDs would still allow for unique driving styles while reducing sleep deprivation in drivers. Trooper Balder doesn't have an opinion on the ELD mandate, but as his road to recovery is far from over, he just wants to do everything he can to keep Illinois roadways safe and make sure what happens to him doesn't happen to anybody else.
I've had 16 surgeries, and I would likely have my 17th in January or February for scar revision. I have to look at these scars every day. It's not going to go away. It's not going to end.
Mike Bertolis tells me that this truck will remain parked if the mandate stays in place after December 18th. In Mount Olive, Joe Cadotte, News Channel 20.